Hey Clashers, you can now get 6 stars in the new Bitter Base 2.0 rework update. How is that possible? When is the update finally going to drop? We're going to answer all of those questions in today's video. But let's start at the beginning, okay? Let's start at the beginning, which is the first couple of changes happening to the Bitter Base is the offense is going to be changed. The offense is going to be changed indeed because we're going to have changes to how the troops look like, work and everything. And we're going to have a lot of troops being really powerful, even with abilities to make them really unique and powerful to use, because Supercell wants to remove this spammy feeling in their Bitter Base. Because as you're progressing higher and higher in Bitter Base, all of the bases which you are seeing are those death balls where you just have to spam your troops in and hope for a high percentage 2-star. Supercell would like to change that. That's why they're doing first the change with having abilities for troops, less troops overall, so it's not as spammy, and obviously the defense has to be changed as well. And this is what we're going to discuss today. The defense is changing, which means 3 stars is not the best result anymore. Instead, it is 6 stars. But how does this work? Well, from now on, if you're a Bitter Hall level 6 or higher I mean up to a level 10, you are going to have 2 bases which you have to defend. What does this mean? Well, let's start with first. Yes, you heard that right. Bitter Hall 10 is going to drop with the Bitter Base 2.0 rework update. I have seen a lot of comments. People are like asking, iTzu, it's great that things are changing in Bitter Base, but how is it affecting me? I'm a maxed out player, and as long as there's not new content, not really that useful, right? Yes, there is going to be Bitter Hall 10 dropping with this update together, with the rework update together. And as I said, for Bitter Hall players level 6 and above, you're going to have 2 stages, 2 bases you have to defend, 2 areas where you can place buildings and build your bases, which is completely having so many different opportunities for base building and everything and strategies and whatsoever. But let's discuss everything step by step. So you're going to be able to build bases now in 2 different locations. You have to split up your defenses to make sure that there's more this strategic power and you can pick off different pieces and you don't just have this death ball of defenses altogether. This is at least the goal. How can you do that? Well, while some buildings are really dedicated for like specific stages, like for example in your first stage you can only there place your clock tower, for example. A lot of the defenses you can switch around as you want. This is leading into a really cool might game and opportunities which you can do as a defender. You can, for example, set up in super heavy anti-air first base where you have a lot of those air defenses, a lot of those air targeting defenses and so on, while the second base then is super anti-ground. So you can like have your bases set up differently. But as well, you could just go for a super balanced way where you have 1 air defense here, 1 there, 1 cannon there, and so on. So it's totally up to you how you want to structure your 2 bases. With that being said, how does then the attacking work versus those bases? Because we have talked about 6 stars. Well, every single village, if you want to call it, or like every single area, you can earn 3 stars, which overall means if you attack the first base with 3 stars, you can attack the second base as well with 3 stars, which adds up to 6 stars. You heard that right. So how does the attacking work? Well, if you're attacking a base, you have your army camps where you can choose your different troops. As we said already earlier, some troops have now abilities and everything, but that does not matter for this specific example. You can just pick your army and attack the village. If you're 3-star, you are going to get to the next stage. If you don't 3-star, you're not getting to the next stage. Really important. The next thing is then all of the troops which were used, well, those troops can be used then in the second stage if they're staying alive. They're getting healed a bit, but all of the troops going down during the first attack, they are staying away. Like they're not there anymore for the second attack. But depending on your builder hall level, you are going to get reinforcements, which means up to like from 1 to 2 army camps, you can pick new troops, for example. So let's say you're attacked with like an all minion army. I don't know why, but let's say you attack with an all minion army with the first base. You got somehow 3 stars. You are going to get the remaining minions for the second attack then as well. That's how it works. You're then going to get 1 to 2 additional army camps where you can pick again a different troop to make sure that you're getting another 3-star to overall get the 6 stars, which you need to achieve to get the best result possible in builder base from now on. By the way, if you're a builder hall level 1 to 5 player, not that much is going to change for you on defense. You're still going to have this one village and not those 2 stages, as we have talked earlier about the players for builder hall 6 up to 10. That's the basic things. Then, a bit advanced, let's say you have not used all of your army camps in the first attack, right? Like, let's say you have swagged an entire army camp and have not placed that. You can obviously still change that then in the second attack if you have not done any, if you have not placed those troops. If you can still change everything, that's as well possible in the stage 2. So you can see already this is getting kind of complex, but still a lot of fun where the defender and attacker has kind of to outsmart themselves and obviously the other party, because there is just so many opportunities, possibilities and everything. I'm super excited for that. And if you want to see best strategies, best bases, everything, make sure to follow the channel already, because all of this is connected to a new system which is performance based. You heard that right. You're going to get loot based on how many stars you're going to get or on how many stars you're going to defend. The offense is important for gold, okay? So if you're getting a lot of stars on offense, you're going to get a lot of gold. So it's different to home village, where you can just cook up your sneaky goblins and just farm an entire hour, and you don't need to be really good at that. Like, pretty much anyone could get this with a little bit of luck, like the same amount of resources. But in builder base, it's different. In builder base, if you're actually watching iTzu videos, if you're actually watching guides to become better at the game, well, then you can farm way quicker because you're getting more stars, which results in more loot overall, which is kind of nice. As well, for every star which you're going to defend on defense, you're going to get then elixir, because the offense is only 4 gold. With that combined, you can farm really nice and really quick, hopefully. At least that's what I read in the blog post, so I'm really looking forward to that. That it's a skill-based farming method, and it's just super cool in my opinion. But that already is a really nice setup. The changes we have had so far, or which were announced so far, with the more, like the stronger troops overall with the abilities, then the different stages where you can have crazy defense, which I'm really looking forward to, and obviously the new loot system. But now there's 2 things still open. First thing is, there was a video released by Judoslav recently where he has, talked to Darren a little bit about possible couple of hints towards the next update. And one thing which Darren said is he's going to tell him 2 things, and one of it, it's going to be true. And he said, okay, either we get a new hero for the builder-based update, or we get a new battle machine. One of those 2 are true, or like is true, which means, well, either we get a new hero or we get a different type of battle machine or something like that. Can't wait for that. Whatever is going to be true, let me know in the comments what you think. But there's one more thing as well, and that is the question, when is the update going to drop? Well, for that, we can just go into the past year of Clash of Clans of updates, because those updates are typically around the same time. Last year, we had the update around May, which means just based on the blog posts and based on how the gameplay looks like, which they have shared so far, and since it's a really early access, I guess it's going to be around about May again. And just based on the blog post about the fact that we have seen the last update last year, the first update being around May. The second update of the year, though, is pretty much always around the same time, because, well, it's in the middle of June. Because in the beginning of July, that's where Supercell is going into holidays and vacation and everything. So that's why they cannot really push that further back. While the first update, they can push back. So May might be the best bet on that one. Otherwise, I was able to explain everything to you. I hope with the background gameplay you were able to understand it. It's been a complex, that topic, and I cannot wait to see how everything is going to work out. If you want to stay up to date with the builder-based changes and everything, and obviously with like overall Clash of Clans topics, make sure to follow this channel and it will always stay up to date. And otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next Clash video. Until then, see ya and bye bye.